Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living in Eugene. My name is Ona Chambers, and I'm one of our practitioners, and I'm going to lead us in a meditation. There are many forms of meditation, but I really like to use Mark Nepo's book here. It's called The Little Book of Awakening. There's also a big one. This one has 52 meditations in it. The big one has 365. And he just writes beautifully, much better than anything I could say myself. So I hope you'll enjoy it too. Let's sit back in your chair. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And just let go. Let go of everything. Take a deep breath in, and then a cleansing breath out where you just release anything that you don't need anymore. Let the tension go. Relax into this very moment and be aware of the divine within you and all around you, and these words as they are spoken. This is week 43, and it's called Birds and Ornithologists. It says, birds don't need ornithologists to fly. We spend so much time wanting to be seen and named as intelligent or good or handsome or pretty or successful or popular or as nobody's fool. Yet the spirit doesn't know it's being spiritual any more than water rushing knows it's a stream. And the heart doesn't know it's expanding with compassion any more than a hawk spreading its wings knows it's being a hawk. Nor does someone acting out of love often realize that they are being kind. From an early age, we are taught that to live fully is to be accepted. And to be accepted, we need to be seen. So we base success and even love on the effort to be seen, on how much we stand out. However, the often painful truth we discover along the way is that to survive in an inner way that matters, that keeps us connected to all that has ever lived and is living, we sorely need to know how to be accepting. By this, I don't mean being passive. By this, I mean inhabiting our capacity to see and affirm the common pulse of life we find in others, no matter how different they may seem from us. When we do this, we no longer need to be different, to be valued, and no longer need to be accepted to know love. In short, we no longer need an audience to fly. We simply have to extend our sincerity to each abiding day, and we will be in accord with all that is valuable. Like flowers waiting on rain, our hearts wait on love. As much as we want to be seen and known, it is the giving of attention that keeps us awake. For giving attention opens us to love, and accepting that deep things wait like seed between us is believing in the world. So wake me by accepting me, and the world will sprout up like grass. Be still, close your eyes, and quiet your mind until you feel the air as you breathe. On the in-breath, open yourself to what it feels like to get attention. On the out-breath, open yourself to what it feels like to give attention. As you breathe, allow yourself to feel how the two merge, in and out, get and give. As they merge, consider what it means to you to be awake. And now, taking your time, start to come back. Come back to the chair that you're sitting in, the room. And when you're ready, open your eyes, feeling relaxed and peaceful. That's the end of our meditation. And in 15 minutes, our service will start. I hope you can stay and enjoy the service with us too. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. My name is. Please rise and sing a couple sing-alongs with me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw before me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled and followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond desert, and all around me a voice came sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. And you too. Anyways, if you'll please turn to your neighbor and greet them. And now, if you'll return to your seats, we'll sing our second song. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. One more time. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. so it is. If you'll please silence any devices you have and turn off the blender if you're at home. We're already spun and now we're just blissed out. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Happy summer. Finally here, finally getting some dry, warm weather. And thank you to everyone who's joining us remotely from home. We appreciate you. If you're here for your first time, please fill out our sheet in the lobby and give us your contact info. You can sign up for our newsletter and find out about or stay up to date on all the service opportunities, classes, fun stuff to dive into. Here at the center, we know that spiritually empowered people live richer, fuller lives. So we use our teaching, the science of mind, to inspire minds, open hearts, and empower lives. I'm going to read for you our Declaration of Principles. So principle number 1 is one God. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. And I'd like to introduce our practitioner of the day, Ona Chambers. What's her song?
We come together now. We come together in this moment. We bind our hearts and minds, for we all form a tapestry woven from one mind, one creation, undivided, all unique expressions of God. We come together now in one accord.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Ona Chambers. I'm a practitioner here, and I'm going to lead us in an affirmative prayer. So, since we are all living in the one mind of God, we are all part of that. I'm going to speak in the first person, but speaking in the first person includes all of you too, because we all share the one mind. So now, take a moment and just relax. Let go of everything it took to get to this moment today, and bring yourself fully into the present moment, into the here and the now. And now let your consciousness recognize that we are all one, and we are all tied together through the love and the light of the divine. The word God is a synonym for the word love. So we are all here in the one accord of love. And as we remember that, and we broadcast our love out and receive the love from everybody that's here, and everybody that's ever been here, and everybody who will be here, we can find the grace and the joy of being in community together. So remember, we are all supporting one another. We are all loving one another, as well as everybody we come in contact with. We let our light shine, we let our love shine, and we love everybody that we meet. I am so grateful for the music, for the talk, for the special music, and everybody that's here today. We never know when we're going to hear exactly what we need to hear or say exactly what another person needs to hear because we're inspired to do so. So remembering this, remembering the love and the support that's here for every one of us, the learning and the growth, I rejoice, I celebrate, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this community. I look forward to Sundays more than any day of the week when I can join with you all and hug you and say hi to everybody and just bask in your presence. I place this word now in the law that always, always says yes, even before I say my words, because it knows what's in my heart and what's in my mind. So I know this is already here in this very moment. And with deep gratitude, say with me now, and so it is.
And I'm going to read for you now our affirmation for July. I'll read it once aloud, and then you can read it with me aloud as well. So that which I call one is made up of the we, which is all that is. How I interact with everything is how I interact with God. I choose love. And together. That which I call one is made up of the we, which is all that is. How I interact with everything is how I interact with God. I choose love. And our talk title for today is Me, Myself, and I. And I'd like to introduce our guest musicians. That would be Beth Green and her husband, James. Thank you both.
I really need to be here today. The hell with you. I need to be here. We need you here. Thank you. No, I need you. There may be a little turmoil in this neighborhood. Those of you who know me know I improvise just freely, so. What?
Much, Beth. For me, she just took me to that place. Almost forgot we're meditating, which I was meditating before we were meditating. So, whatever. So, if you are willing, able, we'll go into a short meditation again after we sing this short song. And you may have a downward gaze or close your eyes as you feel right. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am
I'm sharing some words from some things you may be familiar with. I'm starting with some words by our beloved Reverend Dr. Jim Lockard. As we prepare for the 4th of July Independence Day holiday, let us turn to the highest aspirations that we have for our nation and see the possibilities from this moment forward. Perhaps what will emerge is a new vision looking forward that is as great for our time as the founders' vision was for theirs. The dream of America. We hold these truths to be self-evident. That all men, that all humans are created equal. That they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. July 4, 1776. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Signed September 17, 1787. I stop with that and I breathe. I take a moment to envision a world that truly does work for everyone, that excludes no one based on any hierarchy, any description, any function. I simply allow myself to imagine perfect being, perfect relationship, perfect community, perfect nation. We have the vision already in our hearts. We know it in our souls. We let it be so. And so it is. Thank you, Matt. So, may we live in interesting times. As we move into the month of July, and I'm always kind of fascinated because of that little short month of February, the end of June is never the first half of the year. And in a year with no leap year, the 30th of June is the 181st day of the year. So the 1st of July is the 182nd. Well, there's 365 days in a year, so it's 182 and a half. So it was noon yesterday before we moved into the second half of the year. So we're just brand new second. We haven't even been 24 hours in the second half of the year yet. And this year we're looking at the whole idea of living everyday wonder, of seeing even that which appears to be the antithesis of what it is we hoped for, believed in, and wanted, desired. And see it from a place of, I wonder what this will bring forth for us all. I wonder what this will call people to do. I wonder what we will now become because this has happened. We have the ability to do that. And we have the need in our physical wiring and our emotional wiring to experience the joy or the rage, the relief or the frustration. Whatever it may be, we really need to feel those emotions to hear the lesson, the message that they have for us. Because when we push those emotions in, they have nowhere to go but here. And they began their work on us. So turning to wonder is a much easier tool, not necessarily easier, much better tool, because in wonder we're allowed to play with different ideas and different ways of being and different things. This month we're working with relationships, and it's no mistake that the very first topic this month is me, myself, and I. Because basically that's where every relationship begins. If I'm not healthy, if I'm not happy, If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. You know, but if I'm not feeling love in my heart for myself, I am really not able to give. I can give affection, I can give my needs, I can give care, but I can't give all of myself because all of myself is something I'm not really fond of. And so I would question anybody who actually liked me. Because if I'm as bad as I say I am, what the heck is wrong with somebody who'd want to hang out with me? So we have to look at the fact that we have to come at relationship from a place of wholeness. And the way we get to wholeness is to realize what Danu so beautifully read this morning. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. The manifest universe is the body of God. We are cells in the body of God. We are part of the whole. We are a system within a system within a system within. We're Russian nesting dolls. There's really quite a philosophical truth in that, because I remember in 7th grade science learning about atoms and then learning about the universe and looking at the proton and the neutron and the electrons and all the little, the nucleus and all of this stuff spinning around it, and then looking at the sun and all the planets spinning around it and going, these two things are just alike. They're the same thing on the microcosm and the macrocosm. Who I am, the me that I am, the myself that I am, the I that I am, is part of something that includes you and you and you and you. We're cells working together to create wholeness in the body. And so it's best for us to be in as healthy a relationship with ourselves as we can, because we are bringing that to the relationship with everyone around us. That's what we're saying to people. That's what we're doing. All the relationships that I will ever make are built on the one I have with me. And we've all had different backgrounds. I was a little girl. I was the only child. We lived in the country on a farm. There were no neighbor kids to play with. I have friends who had 7, 8, 9 brothers and sisters all in the same house. So we're all raised very, very differently. And I was envious of the people who had brothers and sisters. They were envious of me because I had a bedroom all to myself and a mom all to myself. So we all had different experiences and we all tell different stories, but the gift of me being on my own in the country before TV, I am that old, yes, is that I developed a relationship with myself. I knew who I was. It took me a while to learn who other people were, if they weren't like that much taller than me and providing lunch and dinner, but we have to have a working knowledge of what it is that we desire, of who it is that we think we are, of what the stories are that we are telling ourselves, because without that working knowledge, we can't be a partner, and I don't mean just a romantic partner, I mean we don't make a very good friend if we don't have a sense of being whole in ourselves and being safe with someone else and being able to reach out and say, hey, I need something. Be open to stuff. So if my relationship with myself is not whole, if it's somehow broken, if I am rigid and impatient with myself, if I am caring or compassionate, these are going to have an impact on how I treat other people too, on how caring and compassionate I am with others. And so I just want us all, I'm not poking fingers at anybody or anything, but I just say, the next time I say something negative to myself, I need to think, would I say that to my best friend? Would I say that to my child? Would I say that to somebody that I cared about? Then stop saying it to yourself, because you are God's beautiful adult child. You are God's beautiful creation. You are a cell in the body of God, and what you do to yourself, you're doing to me, essentially. So I just want us to do a little, as we go through these times and as we go through all that we've been feeling and thinking lately, just remember that when I'm reacting to what's going on in the news, when I'm reacting to everything, how I treat everything is how I treat anything. How I treat myself is how I treat others. How I treat the world is how I treat anything. I read something one time. It says, when you're out on a date, see how the person you are with treats the wait person. It's not how they treat you, it's how they treat somebody who can't do anything for them. And if you don't like the way they treat the wait person, don't have a second date. Basically, because that's telling you who they're telling you. With everything they do, they're telling you who they are. With everything I do, I'm telling you who I am. And so I want us to all think of the whole idea of one of the basic truths in this teaching of the science of mind is called the mental equivalent. Good old Emmett Fox has a beautiful little pamphlet. I think we have a couple of them in the bookstore now. But it's a little tiny pamphlet, but it's on the whole idea that an idea that I hold as real in my mind, if I am really clear and aware of what this idea is in my mind, it becomes a blueprint, an equivalent of my experience, and it begins generating an experience. And so if I see, the old joke of we're all going to hell in a handbasket, if that's what I keep affirming, guess what? Handbaskets are going to keep showing up in my life, inviting me to go on the journey with them. And so I need to look at what I'm telling myself, look at what my responses are. Oh, here's another sign. We're going over the cliff now. Stop that. We have to see a world that works for everyone. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That all are created equal, that we are endowed with certain rights. They can't be legislated. They're the truth of who we are. Hold on to that truth and imagine a way of making it so in your world. Persist in moving forward. Yes, we dissent from what's happening, but if we're stuck in dissent, all we do is spiral the drain. We need to persist in growing and expanding the vision and changing the mental equivalent to something that includes everyone, as our forefathers on their better days expressed. So today I've got just a couple questions that I would like you to consider. Those of you who are note takers, please take notes. Those of you who are not, just come back and listen to the talk. It's 11:05, so you should be able to figure out how far in we are. This will be at about 50 minutes into because it starts with Ona, so it'll be about an hour and 5 minutes into the tape. These are things that when I was 18, I met my husband-to-be. At 21, we were married, and just before I turned 37, we split up. So for all intents and purposes, half my life was with my mother, and half my life was with my husband. And when we split, I lived in my own place for the first time in my life. 37-year-old infant. Own my own business. I'm a grown-up, middle-aged woman, whatever, and yet I had no idea who the heck Linda was. And I didn't know what I did. If I did things because my grandmother had encouraged me to, or my husband had encouraged me to, or my mother had encouraged me to? Did I really like the things I was doing, or was I doing them because somebody said I ought to? I did not know. I did not know. And I've got to think that I'm not the only one who has moments like that, that occasionally each of us has one of those, what am I doing here? Is this really mine? And so, who are you? Who are you? Not in an arrogant, angry way, but who are you? Who is Bev? Who is Maggie? Who is Matt? Who is Kevin? Who is any of you? What do you like to do? Not what do you do all day. What do you like to do? Where do you lose time doing things? What do you like to do? And the big one, how many of your decisions are conscious choice, and how many are made on autopilot? I find sometimes that I spend a lot of days on autopilot with shoulds instead of want tos, of desires. And so until we're clear with ourselves on that, until we can get me, myself, and I clear on who I am, what I like to do, and how I make my choices, I'm not good partnership material. Doesn't mean you can't have friends and acquaintances and people you hang out with, but a real good relationship can't happen until I have a sense of who I am in all of this. What are my boundaries? We are spirit and flesh. That was the message of Jesus. I am both spirit and flesh. It was made into, metaphorically made into the birth with a virgin, and so God impregnated Mary, which belies the thing, if you don't have sex, you won't get pregnant, I guess. But anyway, the point being, it was a story. It wasn't what happened. It was a story. It was to have us get the idea that we are both at one time spirit and flesh. The man, Jesus, or Yeshua, attained the consciousness of the Christ, and that consciousnness is that spirit and flesh are one. And the funny, intriguing thing is when you get to the idea that there is quantum physics and there's science that explains everything, we are both wave, spirit or energy, and particle, body. It isn't just a woo-woo, guru, whatever. It's the very basis of science. We are spirit and flesh. We are particle and wave. And so, all of it is connected. All of it. All of it. The trees out there take in carbon monoxide and make oxygen. We take in oxygen and make carbon monoxide, or dioxide, well, some of us may be monoxide, I don't know. But the bottom line being, we're built to be in systems. We're not built to stand alone. The me, myself, and I is a system. It's a reflection of the Trinity. The spirit, soul, and body, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, all of these things. There is a intricate, interfacing, woven thing that the universe, the Kabbalah says, if the Torah had never been written, nature would tell us how to live. Nature is telling us how to live. Nature is telling us to be stewards, not dominionists. Nature is telling us to love, not destroy. We're all connected. We're all one. John Pavlovitz, as we're closing on the idea of 4th of July, as we recognize our interdependence, disparate Americans need to move together despite our relatively small differences to push back an existential threat to all of us. In the face of recent Supreme Court decisions and the division that is being vocalized all around us, we need to embrace what is within our hands, which is our relationships, our work, our resources, our energy, our shared voice, our shared vote, and to leverage those things in the cause of life, liberty, and happiness as best we can. And he says hope, but I'm going to know that these things are enough. We are connected even to those that we totally and completely disagree with. We are, if there could be more than 180 degrees in opposition, we would be that. If it were possible, we would make the line longer, the spectrum wider. But we're still on the same spectrum. We're still living the same life. We're still all connected to each other. And when enough of us remember our interdependence and look past small ways of being different to big ways of being alike, I think we can really change the world. I'm betting on us. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but think about it. Just ask yourself a few questions and think about it. Life is good, and so are we. Really inherently, basically good. And the planet is good, and not good in a moral, ethical sense, but good in affirming life. We are here to affirm life and more of it. I am here that you might have life and have more of it. Let us all move in that direction. Let us all move from the place of love. Let us all choose love. Well, that concludes my message. I'm done. Thank you. It's time now for our practitioner of the day, Ona Chambers, to come up and bless the offering. By Beth and her amazing husband, James, who's going to do vocals for us.
Do I lead the song? Okay. I am so filled with joy and appreciation to be a member of this community. As I said in my prayer, I get so much from this community, and I couldn't imagine living without it. So I want to return, and I want to return the energy it's given me in the form of time, talent, and treasure, so that it can keep going, it can keep spreading, more and more people can find it, and more people can be happy and lead effective lives. So I bless this offering, I bless the giving and the receiving, I bless the law of circulation that brings it all about, and I know it will be perfect. Say with me now, and so it is. Now we sing.
Everything in this world goes around, flowing with abundance, it knows no bounds. Giving and receiving, we circulate the love with gratitude and knowing there's always enough. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks with this offering. We give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks for everything. And we are so grateful because we have another song by Beth and her husband.
Pull the microphone. Get over by the piano and get the microphone. I was told it doesn't work.
Well, it works, but it's just the stand.
Oh.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, so thank you. So I was saying that we were thrilled to find out that the topic today was going to be me, myself, and I, because me, myself, and I, the other side of me, myself, and I is about how it's all about me, myself, and I, instead of the we. And so this song is called They're Not Like Me. And I wrote it because I was calling myself out on my own unwillingness to experience the pain of others, my desire to separate from others, people's pain, so that I could live a more comfortable or easier life, or just not know, which of course is the opposite of what we're all trying to learn. And so maybe you'll see yourself in this. I wrote it because this was me, and it's embarrassing. But I believe we should put it out there. And the song ends with a brief section of a song that James wrote, and it's called the Oneness Song. So we end up on a positive note. So thank you.
And Mo is going to accompany us, which is like, wow, a first in our lives.
Lord, cities clutching their possessions. Oh no, they're not like me. They're not like me. Now, wealthy people, they don't get scared, not in their golden cities, clutching their possessions. Oh no, they're not like me. They're not like me. I'm old, that's what you see, but I'm still me. 30, 50, 70, I'm still me. That's what I see. Shut-in people, they don't get lonely, not in their walled-in cities, clutching to their memories. Oh no, they're not like me. They're not like me. that's what you see. But I'm still me. 30, 50, 70, I'm still me. That's what I see. Shut-in people, they don't get lonely. Not in their walled-in cities, clutching to their memories. Oh no, they're not like me. They're not like me. They're not like me. You and I are one. You and I are one. Are one. Are one. You and I are one.
Stop it. Okay, thank you, Soundroom, for having a sense of humor. All right, announcements. What's going on here? What's happening? Well, right after the service today, there's going to be a, oh, wait a minute, before that, it's the first Sunday of July, and it's birthday Sunday. So if you've had a birthday in July, would you, and John's waving up there like you got a birthday this month, John boy? I think so. You think so? I'd rather not. Hey, it beats the heck out of the alternative. Okay, so anybody else got a birthday in July? Please stand up. We would love to wish you happy birthday. Chicken. All right, so John and Jade, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You are wonderful. God is blessing you now. And in honor of that, I picked up some cocoa truffles at Trader Joe's and some donut holes at Busy Jean's Donuts, and I've created a little tray that will be out in the foyer after we leave, so that way nobody's been handling your food, and you can just grab one and pop it in your mouth, and there you go. So, and if you don't see it, remind me, because it's in my office, okay? A couple weeks ago, I left some mini churros in the oven here. I warmed them up, turned it off, had them timed and everything, got it turned off, so they'd be sitting there, and they were kind of like just a little greater than room temperature after the service. Well, after the service, they sat and sat and sat until 4 o'clock that afternoon. I went, oh, crap. So, never mind. I think Gary and Matt had a really nice feast on them. So, not this Matt, but Matt, who helps out here. After service, the Zoom meeting at 11:30. There is a link in the chat on Facebook, and there's a link on our Facebook page to get into that. And there will be a half hour of discussing what went on. Then Tuesday, we're having a men's coffee at Alon Brothers Coffee Shop over in 5th Street Market. They've had a pretty good turnout for that. If you're a guy and you're free at 10:30 on Tuesday mornings, pop over to 5th Street Market and chat with your buds there. Victor Shamus, we're getting more and more details. It's going to be July 31st after the service. Victor is going to be here that day. He's going to do a little announcement at the end with the announcements, and then he's going to do a workshop. And the deal is a sliding scale. You know, if $5 feels good, pay $5. If you want to pay $20, you'll get a copy of his book. We're working on getting a few copies beforehand for people who would like to read it in advance. But mark your calendar for July 31st. It's going to be an amazing day, and I'd love to see everybody there. July 7th, there is, I believe Angela is still doing her morning meditations at 7:30. The forgiveness meditation is the first Thursday of the month, meditation on forgiveness. Friday night, the 8th, is virtual game night. Kathy Day will be hosting that online. There's information, csleugene.org, csleugene.org. That is our website. Go there. You'll find out everything. Annual conference is October 14th through 16th. Please plan on being in town that weekend and coming to see it. And Jade has said she could help with housing. Hopefully many others of you, Ona, can help with housing. But we need about 10 bedrooms. So y'all help out if you can, okay? And there are many opportunities for service. We can use help in the office. We could use help, as you saw today. We didn't have a greeter. Our greeter is getting ready for surgery, so she won't be around. So we're going to need greeters. It'd be lovely to have one different greeter every week. That way, that one person's not having to handle it all. And you get a chance to say hi to everybody. Thank you to Ellen Gabehart for the beautiful the beautiful paintings, and Bruce Fingerhood for the beautiful photographs. And thank you to all of you for simply being part of this community, whether you're here in person or online or watching us at a later date. Who you are matters, what you say matters, what you do matters. I want to let the band know, I can't remember if I changed I think the closing song is going to be our standard one, but we may all be surprised when the song, it is? Yep. Okay, John says it is, so we're good. All right, so Ona, would you do a brief intro of the practitioners, please?
We wouldn't have become practitioners if we didn't want to serve. So please use us. Take the miracle minutes after the service. I'll be up here on the stage, and any available practitioners might be near the windows. If not, just snag one wherever they are. You can put a note in the magic bowl out in the foyer. You can email to the office, and the office will pass it on to us. You can telephone us. I think somewhere our phone numbers are. I have no idea where, but I think they're somewhere here. And we'd like to help you. And we'd also like to rejoice with you when something great is happening. So if all the practitioners will stand and say their names. And I'm Ona Chambers. And I want to thank Kathy for taking high watch today. And I think now we're ready to sing the peace song.
With God.
If you choose, please repeat after me. God is. God is. I am. I am. That's it. That's it. And so it is. Would you?